So what's up? Thank you for sparing our time for this. Yeah, I know you have a busy schedule and everything, but yeah, glad you could make time for this.
Yes, sir, no problem.
So yeah, this is
So,
going to be like a fun and chill session where we'll talk about you. It'll be it'll be about the work that you do and what we can learn from what you're doing currently and your future. Like what does that look like?
yeah,
If you have any like something that you're looking forward to or something like that sort, we'll dive a little deep into that.
right.
Okay. Perfect. So I was just going through your LinkedIn and everything, and I know you're a branding and a marketing expert, and you talk a lot about the social media and all that good stuff. But I want to hear it from you. Can you share a little about your work and everything, the kind of work that you do, bro?
Yeah, absolutely. So I work at a company called Searce. It's a
Mm-hmm.
partner company of Google. I
Okay.
lead global marketing for them, and alongside I have this agency called Bizgami. Now we are an agency. Earlier I used to work by myself.
Okay.
So we call it Bizgami, and we're a very small bunch of folks, 4 or 5 folks coming together and handling clients and stuff like that
That's
over
beautiful.
the additional time. So for my journey, it's been like 4 years of entrepreneurship, doing a lot of marketing gigs, events, hosting a lot of things in the startup ecosystem specifically,
Okay.
and on a SME level as well.
Okay.
So that's one area of vertical where I go into.
That's
Then
beautiful. Hmm.
yeah, so that's one. Then second, that we have recently opened up line of corporate gifting solutions. We are building customized gifts and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little different outside the zone of what I generally do.
Yeah.
So maybe you want to skip that. That's second. Third is something that I work at a company called CS. I told you already. That's third. Fourth is I forgot what's fourth. Yeah, but the fourth one is that I train students. I have taken up this mission to help 10,000 students get their dream jobs. And I go to colleges, I go to institutions, I kind of train them on what is resume building, how to use
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn professionally, how to use that platform to kind of cater to your job requirements and everything. And I've helped people land Google, Netflix, such big companies also.
That's pretty
So
dope. And all of
that is
this, all of this is happening in Gujarat, is it?
On an India scale, I mean, I would go ahead because all my clientele across India and abroad, the sessions that I take also are more than Gujarat level.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, pan India, I would say.
Pan India. Okay. And so event, you mentioned something about events. So you do events for SMEs and startups. What's that about? You
Yes.
do like a networking event or like what is it exactly?
Yes, so we do kind of host networking events. We're coming up with a very large scale event this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So it's called 21 by 72. It's India's largest startup summit that's happening right in Surat. We are having Aman Gupta, Ghazal from Mama Earth, all of these people flying in as well. So
Okay.
I'm part of the organizing committee where I'm kind of leading marketing for them there.
That's so
So
cool, bro.
that
Yeah.
way we're kind of hosting a couple of things here and there. Yeah.
That is really good. You're doing a bunch of stuff, dude. How do you get time for like chilling, socializing, and everything?
The question you should never ask me is that what are your hobbies, because I don't have any. I'm all about work. That's why I kind of like to keep things quick and quirky and going all the time. So when
Uh-huh.
if I spoke to you and I was like, hey dude, you do 1 hour podcast, I'm not sure if I have that bandwidth, because I'm very fast, very quick with my answers. Everything that I'll say also live will be very crisp and to the point. It won't be a very long answer or very deep
Uh-huh.
dive this unless you kind of push me towards it. That's just my nature. So
There's
I
no
kind of
pushing
keep
and
things.
everything. It's just a
I'm
sweet
just saying,
conversation. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm just saying that I generally I like to keep things short, sweet, and nice
Yeah, yeah,
that way.
of course. The kind of work that you do, you're addressing to students and all. So it's better that you do that. But yeah, here it's a chill conversation. We're just sitting talking
Yeah,
about you.
absolutely.
It's like a date where I'm trying to impress you, dude. So it's all good.
Nice. I would love a little background more on you as well.
Yeah, sure. So I myself run an agency, Jazz Nation, where I help founders, CEOs with their personal brands. I do personal branding, yeah. So for coaches, consultants, and all of these guys. And then I help out artists, so like these singer-songwriters, musicians, and everyone who are pretty dope at the kind of work that they do, but they're not able to approach, say, like a restaurant or an event management agency or an artist management agency to get money out of the talent that they have. So I help them out with that. And yeah, a bunch of stuff, dude. So I have a family business and this stuff and that stuff. So yeah,
See,
that's
you're also pretty involved. I like such people. Like that's awesome.
running away from the sorrows, bro. Just kidding, man.
Everyone thought about that. So.
I can't let my mind think for a second. I have to keep going.
Another 11 p.m. conversation.
Yeah. So how did you start? When did you start?
So I essentially started in 2019, I think, second year of my college. So
Okay.
I've already over.
Say what?
So is this the part where you kind of start the thing, or is it like just you're asking me a couple of stuff?
Just keep going. Don't worry about that.
Right. So I basically started my journey in 2019, second year of college. We're trying to figure out. I'm an engineering student, so
Of
as to say,
course.
so I completed computer science engineering from Nirma University, one of the very good, renowned colleges in Gujarat.
Mm-hmm.
And here, while I was pursuing the general computer engineering stuff, that's when I kind of hit that. Oh shit! I am in a line where I'm not aligned. I need something that's more creative, a little more out of the box. While doing a couple of things in college, you become part of some committees, organizing and stuff. That's when I kind of
Yeah.
realized that okay, I have a little bit of different ideas which I want to pursue in my life. So I kind of
Mm-hmm.
started from there.
Sweet, yeah. So as a good Indian citizen, you did engineering and then have
Yeah.
moved to So how did your marketing thing started?
So we started, I started working with. I used to love to go and meet more of management folks. So while I
Okay.
was at the university, I used to just go in the management wing. I used to say hi, hello to the students. I've always been a super extroverted person. So I used to, hey, how's your study going? What do you guys learn? And I used to sit. I just used to go and sit into professor's cabin, and I'm like, sir, is there something innovative that you're working on that I can be a part of?
Mm-hmm.
And at that phase nobody kind of took me seriously, because like second year 18 years 19 years old guy coming into my office and asking for such thing, not gonna work out.
Yeah.
And within like 6 months I got opportunities to work with professors from IIMs. I am Udaipur, I am Raipur, and I did
Mm-hmm.
a very good internships with them. And
Yeah.
that's where the larger opportunity size thing started for me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I worked with the professors from the marketing domain. We worked on larger projects. I started taking grasp on a lot of concepts. How does marketing work as a function? What they
Yeah.
do generally, things like that. And that's when we started kind of going out in the market.
Super cool. And when did this cloud computing, cloud management, like what was that thing that I read on your
Cloud consultant. Yeah,
cloud
that.
consultant? What is that exactly?
So cloud consultants are basically tech guys who it's a sales role where you
Mm-hmm.
help the company sell more of the cloud solutions that we're
Oh,
building.
oh, okay, okay. Like the Google Cloud space online.
Exactly.
Okay, okay,
Exactly. We
okay,
used to
okay.
work with AWS,
Mm-hmm.
Amazon Web Service.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I started my first corporate journey.
Okay. And then marketing, like how did you start that professionally? When did that?
So we shifted internally. So there was a vacancy in Searce itself, the company that I work for,
Mm-hmm.
and the people in the company are super flexible to super understanding, and the HRs and the management was kind of keen because I've always been one of the person who posts a lot on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Uh, so just for that matter, people kind of knew that Divyank always has a bend towards marketing and he understands the working and algorithm of it, right?
Hmm.
So when
Hmm.
somebody was moving out of the organization as a position emptied up, I was the first one to approach and like, hey, can I take this up? I really want this. And then I had a series of interviews and it went well. And that's when I transitioned within the company from a consultant sales role to a marketing full-time job. Yeah.
Sweet. So you are handling a team over there of these guys, like
So I
designers, content writers, and everyone?
So I am the global marketing lead for one of the practices within the organization. That essentially means that Google Maps, we work with very closely with Google Maps, and we do all sorts of marketing activities. Everything is something that I drive on a global scale
Mm-hmm.
across regions, and managing them, taking care of how are things driven. Is there a we preparing of the strategy, content delivery, what's the calendars looking like? All of those things comes under my purview. So
That's
that way,
cool.
yeah.
So that includes like the traditional and digital marketing both, right?
Yes, absolutely. All sorts of offline, online events, everything.
Hmm. Hmm. Tell me more about this event thingy, this startup gigs and everything that you do. What is that about, and how did you start that out?
So I have
Is that
always
is
had a
is
very
that like a startup that you have wherein you're a bunch of people who host these sort of events, or what is it exactly?
no. I work with couple of event agencies or anybody who's organizing event for that matter, maybe in some form of volunteer or as a paid partnership, freelance kind of thing over the weekends or something in those
Hmm. Hmm.
capacities.
Okay.
Um, I used to host by myself earlier in the college days and stuff like that, but now the bandwidth doesn't allow.
Of
So I just
course.
like to work with a couple of folks who are already doing it and handling the larger part and larger bits. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing, dude. So that's great. So you have a full-time thing with the Sears. Am I pronouncing that right?
Cheers.
Sears. Okay. So you have a full-time gig with Sears, and then you have an agency, right? Marketing agency.
Yes.
What sort of clientele do you have over there?
So largely B2B, we do
Okay.
360-degree marketing solutions provisioning, you name it, and we kind of do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Social media marketing, email marketing, campaigns, ads, websites, development, all solutions is something that we provide here.
That's really cool. So any specific niche that you work with or prefer to work with?
We generally have a lot of B2B clients, and largely it's focused on the startup vertical because generally what we've seen is that agencies tend to charge higher and not everybody can afford that. So
Yeah.
we've kind of identified that as one of the areas where we can come in and tap the market.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we kind of help the startups to grow in their early stages when they don't have a lot of funds. That's when they can come to us and we can help them out growing easily. Yeah,
So it works on a like a retainer model, right? Like a monthly
yeah.
retainer.
Yes.
Cool. That's amazing. So how do you work this out? So you have a full-time thing, you come back home and then you sit with your team and then you facilitate from there. Like,
So So I have happened to kind of automate the process for me. I have account managers assigned dedicated spokes for different clients. So I
mm-hmm.
don't have to look into a lot of things thanks to my good team, that I don't have to kind of sit every single day and use my head, throw my time and kind of energy into each of one of them. Everyone
Yeah.
is very self-sufficient to drive things. And at the weekends, whenever I kind of get time, I sit down with those action items on me and see if things are running smoothly.
Or these guys are
So
working from Gujarat?
no, so everyone's kind of spread across India. We all work from home.
Okay.
So that is how we function here.
Sweet. So you guys have never met each other, or is it like that?
Not really. Thanks to COVID, now we all know how to deal virtually.
So that's cool, yeah. So I'm sure you have come across these online self-proclaimed marketing gurus and a lot of agencies out there. So how do you differentiate yourself from any other agency out there?
I'd rather say that we don't need to do that because our work speaks for itself, and a lot of is from referrals what we get,
Yeah,
and people put in a good word for you when they see your good work out there. So, I mean, in today's time, when you search digital marketing, is just crazy. Anybody can go and write that they're just one course they've done on Udemy, and they'll just say that they're
yeah.
experts and everything. So it's a little difficult to kind of highlight what you do differently, this and that, because there are hundreds and thousands more out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I rather prefer not to get into that area. When, even for example, if a client comes in and like, you're doing it for this much but I'm getting it for this much, and there's this person, this and that, like, please go ahead with them. We don't have the bandwidth to kind of deal with such requests
You
in
are closing the
that.
clients there?
No, not at all, because those people are not a good retainer, I would say. We
No,
would
no,
rather
not
have
these clients. I'm saying like in generally, do you do the client acquisition there for your agency?
acquisitions. No, a lot of this is driven by my team again, and a lot
Mm-hmm.
of it comes directly from the referrals and everything. So
Okay.
that kind of takes care of it.
So no outreach or anything of that sort is happening.
Not a lot, I'd say.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
And from God's grace, right now in this moment, we are like hands full. We are not taking many projects on the hand right now.
Sweet. So it's mostly B2B and startups you're working with. And of course, if they are funded and everything, then you can charge them a good retainer, right? So I was reading this book by Alex Berman. You might have heard about him, the Cold Email Manifesto, that guy, right? So he calls these companies as golden geese, 5 million to 50 million sort of golden geese. Just catch them by their throat,
Not wrong.
dude. Really nice, dude. So what's your day like? Yeah, since it sounds very like there's too much happening in your life. So how do you manage time and how does that work out for you?
So I have been a lot like I am always been the person who's like likes to keep busy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't kind of go ahead and take a lot of these things like time off, and I don't need to chill out a lot because my general there is no 9 to 5 for me. It's like 7 to 7, sorry, 7 to rather 11 actually, because I like to keep working. I prefer to take small breaks in between. That's a general advice to anyone who's listening also, because that's those are my energy booster doses. I'd watch a good Friends episode after my lunch for 15-20 minutes, and I'll just kind of come back in my zone and then sit again for work. In the evening, I'll go for a jog, and then I'll come back and sit in the work. Good 15-20 minutes healthy breaks in between kind of helps me to run through the day. So yeah.
Sweet. Tell me more about this Glimmers of Gujarat. I read this on your
Yeah.
LinkedIn. What is that about?
Yes. So,
Glimmers
Glimmers
of
of
Gujarat.
Gujarat is a page we started where we kind of love to share stories, life stories of real humans, how they have been facing their journey. So, during the phase of COVID, I kind of realized that a lot of people were not appreciating what they already had, because
Mm-hmm.
people had seen a lot of downfalls, and that kind of really stuck with me in some matter, because I saw a really close one die and pass away. So that's when I kind of realized that and it was a suicide just because that person kind of did not feel that he's capable enough to move on in life. And that's when I kind of wanted to share so many stories that a lot of people come from nothing and they go a long way. A lot
Hmm.
of people still don't have nothing, yet they are not demotivated. A lot of people have that self doubts, problems, genuinely large scale problems, where not financially but physically and from all aspects of life, but still they are trying to do something in the other every single day. So
Hmm.
that really inspired me, and I like, why not, let's kind of push out a lot of content which people genuinely love to read, and we
Okay.
kind of post these 2 minute stories on our page. So, yeah.
Instagram.
Yes, Instagram largely.
Okay. Is this like what do you call this? Like a Humans of Bombay kind of thing?
Yes, it is. It is
Okay.
Humans of Bombay of Gujarat.
Okay. Now there's like a lot of humans of everything, dude. Humans of digital
Yeah.
market. I was talking to this guy, he has a humans of digital market. I'm like, dude, this was really not necessary, but yeah, since you've done this, it's okay. This started with humans of New York, I guess. First was humans of New York, right?
Yes, and it's a
Then
very, very large page. Yeah.
hmm. That's really cool. Yeah. I mean, I have always been fascinated with this thing, like just sitting with chaps and talking about how far they've come and how's been the journey like. And
Yeah. Even
it
I
sort
love that.
sort of becomes like it seeing like the people who are just starting out, like my little cousins who are like 14, 15, they're still, in their school and everything. And it seems so like, it seems so hectic that too much is happening. And then once they hear these stories and everything, it's sort of, at least it seems tangible. Yeah. Something,
Yeah,
you know,
it
you,
really
you,
does.
yeah. So it's mostly the young janta because they are kind of overwhelmed with the information that's out there, dude. Like everyone
Yes.
just, yeah, yeah. So what would be your 2 cents on guys who are just starting out, maybe budding entrepreneurs who want to start out their own agency, or they've done an MBA and want to get into marketing? Just share a little on that. What do you think would be an ideal way to go about it?
I think, my advice, a lot of people have asked me this question, seeing where, I kind of started from a very different zone, and right now I'm here in a very, very different zone, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Without an MBA, by the way. So, I like to say that just start, because that's where a lot of blockage comes. You're
Mm-hmm.
not able to take your first step,
Yeah.
and that is where things kind of go to drain for you, just in case you're not starting out.
Mm-hmm.
So take the first step and see how it goes, rather than trying to analyze from a farther view that how is everything going to be 5 years down the line, will this work out, this and that, right? Just start
Mm-hmm.
out and see how it works. So I was consulting this guy other day. He's like 44
Mm-hmm.
in his age, and he came to me for consulting, and I'm like, "Arey sir, aap kya kar rahe ho?" And then he's like, "I have changed 26 businesses in my life."
Okay.
26. He's like, "I've seen the largest of the losses one can imagine,
Mm-hmm.
and मतलब one can kill themselves in that situation से भी मैं निकल के बाहर आया हूँ,
Hmm.
and right now I'm in a very, very good
I
scale,
even failed
profitable."
at that. So-
Sorry.
I even failed at killing myself. So yeah, you're right. Just kidding. Just kidding.
So that, just hearing that folk, okay, people are there who know how to fight shit, and we are
Yeah.
like, damn, even changing one is so stressful for us, for this generation in general. But
True.
yeah, that is, I mean, the advice coming back to that, like, just start, take your first step, and things will follow up if they don't change. As simple as that.
Hmm. Okay. Whoa. Okay. So next thing would be like what do you think is needed to be successful in this ecosystem, dude? Marketing, especially in the Indian context. What should be like the traits of a marketer to be successful in this ecosystem?
Hey, that's a nice question, an important one, definitely, considering the count of digital marketeers in India is reaching the population. So, I mean, number one would definitely be, you should be learned. You should have a lot of learnings that you take in, rather than being a self-proclaimed person. So, if you learn from a lot of sources, everybody asks me that what is that good source. I
Mm-hmm.
never say one, because there are literally a lot. Just go and take any course from the entire pool of internet and just start. So whenever you
Hmm.
learn something, you kind of learn a couple of things from anywhere for that matter. So be very much learn it. Keep an open mind to learning new skills, because marketing as a whole is super huge, super, super huge. Have an expertise, SEO or email marketing, cold calling, strategy level decisioning, whatever niche you wanna pick up. Know everything, like, but then be master of one that people come to you for. That if I need an SEO on my website, I know I have to go to this person, because you are somebody awesome in that way. You can never master the entire digital marketing. It's a very, very broad stream. So, and marketing on top of it. So I'd rather say be learned, have expertise in one of the niches, and kind of keep practicing a lot, keep trying a lot, because marketing is all about testing what works out, what doesn't. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't, but everything will be a back and forth learning, and implement in your upcoming campaigns or activities for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
So that really helps. So these three things, yeah.
So continuous learning process has to be in place.
Yes.
Hmm. Okay. And
You
that
have to
can,
keep
of course,
updating the time.
hmm, hmm. And of course, that can happen for free online on YouTube or
Absolutely.
whatever the preferable
Whatever.
platform.
Yeah. I've never
Cool.
paid for a course.
You haven't?
No, not really. There's a lot of content
Apart
online,
from
because
engineering, you
not
actually tested it
a
out.
course, not a course, not pain.
Cool. Cool. this, I guess, was pretty much it, dude. This is what I wanted to talk to you about. Anything we might be missing out on that you want to share? Specifically,
Not really, but I would love to kind of, end on one good note that I
mhm.
always say.
Yeah.
And, I have this saying called, not I, that's a general saying, but that is something that I believe. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And these are the 5 words that kind of stick with me. Not a lot of people believe in these things, but I happen to be one of them who kind of feels, no matter what's happening in your life right now, is it up or is it going downhill? If a person is moved out of your life, that is also for a good larger reason that you see after a couple of years. So
Hmm.
when I kind of got pushed into engineering, that's yes, you're so naive, you're so young, you don't know what you're entering, right?
Yeah.
So, but it didn't work out for me. Those years were very difficult, if to be honest, because you don't know where you're heading in your life, and things kind of, come onto you.
Hmm.
But once you're moving ahead and out of it, you kind of, now I'm in a position where I look back and I say, hey, this was something awesome that happened to me. Because if I would have done a BBA, I would be a bunch of those guys who is pursuing this thing and they're not reaching anywhere largely. But I took a
Hmm.
different path and I kind of jumped back towards here. Now I would say that I'm in a better position, maybe, comparatively. So everything happens for a reason, and just believe in things and kind of let things happen for you.
Yeah.
So that is where I
Eventually, everything
realized.
works out. Yeah, for sure. Like it was said in the movie, I don't know, it was Shah Rukh Khan or someone. कि अगर if the ending is not well, it's not the
Uh,
end, my friend. कुछ था ना ऐसे कुछ
yeah,
था? What was
ऐसे ही
that?
था.
It's not the end yet. हाँ.
Yeah.
सही है यार, ये
हिंदी
तो
में
मोटिवेशन एकदम हो गया. I feel like
अब वही
Sandeep
लाइन रह
Maheshwari. I
गई.
want to take the stage up now.
अब वही लाइन
बैठ
रह गई है बस.
बैठे हो तो खड़े हो जाओ, खड़े हो तो बैठ जाओ. सही है. What do you do for fun and all, bro?
For
For fun, like for chilling.
I usually watch a lot of Netflix. I'm like a movie buff.
Mm-hmm.
So
सही है, dude. Or clubbing and all that doesn't happen in Gujarat, no?
no, not at all. Gujarat said I try straight. We don't have clubs here.
So, like, what do you about socialize करने के लिए? How do you guys meet each other and weekends पे and
Uh,
everything?
Generally friends, so you catch up any which ways, and with strangers and all, we kind of have. I do go to a lot of events, so from there I make my new friends and circles.
अरे
So
वो तो transactional relationship है ना यार. You
no,
provide
not
value.
necessarily. I've made awesome friends from there. I do go. I love traveling, so
Yeah.
I do take solo traveling trips. I did one recently in Mumbai,
Mm-hmm.
and I have made the friends like they're gonna stay for life. I went solo traveling. I stayed in a hostel, and it was amazing. It is just amazing. It
So
requires another podcast to just cover that trip.
that's cool, yeah. So is Bombay a cool place to chill?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime.
I mean, I've heard good things about Khar and Bandra and all these places,
Yeah. Not
but
Khar, but Bandra, Borivali, this side, Marine Parade is some very good spot to be. There are a lot of very fancy clubs also in Bombay, and good
yeah,
crowd, I'd say.
yeah. I mean, for me, chilling is just, yeah, listening to good music, some folks around, dance to the music, and then, yeah, just come back
Yeah,
home after some good music
nice. You,
session.
you're gonna enjoy Bombay. Have you visited Mumbai once?
I had back when I was in school and all. I mean, it was just with
You have to
family.
have to take.
Say
You
what?
have to take a trip.
Yeah.
It should be on your to-do list now.
Yeah. It's mostly Goa or it's just, yeah, like down south, Wayanad and all of these places, but never Bombay, dude. Because I'm in Delhi.
Yeah,
I've been to all of
one
these
vibe.
metropolitan, no. So it feels like every metropolitan seems the same. वही metro ऊपर से जा रही है, नीचे jam है. Bombay is also the same, no?
No, Bombay has a lot of different vibe. Once you go there, you should take that trip. I'll help you take that one, and then we'll see how do you feel about Mumbai.
For sure, dude. We'll catch up at Borivali. That's your suggestion. When I'm in Bombay, I'll be like Borivali and I'll give you a call there.
I don't live in Mumbai, but I'll come down to meet
I'll
you,
be
sure.
holding you accountable, dude, if I stop enjoying my phone for a second. Bro, I'm getting bored, yeah. You told me Borivali is good. What is this Atamaji Satakli? These guys are saying this to me. Sure. Anyway, lovely talking to you, dude.